We have seen tough men like General Sibia, Sergeant Nkosi, Julius Mkhwanazi, and Brown Magotsi sweat and shed tears under uncontrollable grilling at the Madlanga Commission, but that of Senona yesterday is the most humiliating. General Senona, the boss himself, the one who came to where drugs was kept and allegedly stole everything but kept on lying, has been finally unmasked at the Madlanga Commission. The grilling was brutal. It was straight to the point and no question was asked out of pity. When things got out of hand, he tried to lie and clear his name, but a slip of tongue betrayed him at the final moment. He literally collapsed when the recorded clip of former Hawk investigator Campbell Newswa was played live for him. That was when he collapsed in shock after he knew his lies has been exposed. When incidents like this happen, we should never forget to hail Mkhwanazi as our hero. If you support Mkhwanazi for busting those criminals, and Senona should be jailed, then hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Jabulani roll out the clip where he tried to lie about the stealing of the cocaine, but Commissioner Khumalo busted him.
I may be getting ahead of you. Please indulge me. General, you've responded to Commissioner Baloyi in general terms. I don't want to be over-technical, so I want to be specific and deal with the day in question when the suspected cocaine was stored at Port Shepstone. When it gets stored, you were there, you were present, am I correct?
Yes, I was standing
and you could see that the suspected cocaine was not bagged in exhibit bags in accordance with the prescripts. I don't even need to read the instruction note. You said you are an experienced detective. You did your detective course many years ago. And I'm assuming it hasn't changed. Exhibits must be bagged. Am I correct? Is that a fair statement?
The issue of the bags came late.
No, I'm not talking about the issue of the bags. I'm talking about you understand that exhibits have to be put in exhibit bags.
Correct, Commissioner.
Without even looking at the instruction, that part you know.
I understand.
So in your presence, you saw that these suspected drugs were just being put in this safe. They were counted, these bags, one of the time, and put in the safe. And that was not in accordance with prescripts, even as you know them.
The IO, I think there is this thing of, I want to say, out of ordinarily of necessity. By then, I was standing in front of the building when they were packing these exhibits. And then I became aware when the investigating officer came to sign for the keys, in that then they recounted the exhibits and packed them and booked them in the SAP 30. And then also my brigadier was aware.
General, why are you avoiding the issue of on the day in question? I'm not on the following day when they come to Devon to fetch the keys. I'm saying on the day in question, before they give you the keys, you are there as they are storing these exhibits in the safe.
Yes, I was
at that
in
time,
front of
did you not notice that the prescripts were not being complied with?
It never crossed my mind that they were never done. It was after the effect.
So at the time, you did not observe that they were not complying with the prescripts. Is that your answer?
They were not packed, yes.
You were not aware. And then you say you became aware the following day.
Yes, Commissioner.
Now, coming back to Chair's question, this is something that you now become aware of. Did you take any action against those officers?
I didn't personally take any action.
Did you instruct those below you to take appropriate steps?
I think it's a mistake that I did, but Brigadier Newswa
Please do this. Please answer yes or no first and then explain. I'll give you the opportunity to explain. Because what often happens, witnesses do the explanation and then they say, what was the question again? Because we got lost in the explanation. So to make it easy for you, you can answer the question and then give your explanation.
If the Commissioner wants me to answer in a yes or no, I'll say I didn't take action.
Yes.
Hence, my deputy was aware. I expected him to take action.
And when he didn't take action, because you were aware that prescripts were not followed, and your deputy did not take action, what did you do about that?
My mistake was not to make a follow-up if he did take the action.
Yes.
That's my response, Commissioner.
General, I may be mistaken in my recollection of evidence, including yours. I thought the evidence is that you did, once you found these things or you saw them being put in the safe, but you saw them in the safe. So it's not a case of you did not see these exhibits on the day, on the 22nd. You saw them. You had physical sight of them before the safe was locked and you took the key. That's my recollection of the evidence.
If that is what I've said, Commissioner,
Yes.
I will say yes, because some of the things I can't recollect properly.
Yes.
But if I'm assisted, as the Commissioner is saying,
Then you would have known on the 22nd that they were not sealed in evidence bags. You didn't find out for the first time on the 23rd.
Before the clip of Hawks investigator Campbell Naiswa was played live for him, Commissioner Madlanga ambushed him with sensitive questions, but he was lying throughout because he never knew what was coming. He was cross-examined if the door to where the R200 million worth of cocaine was stored got opened with a grinder, but his response was unbelievable. I don't need to say much. Jabulani, roll out the clip where everything happened. Let them watch by themselves, because even me at this point can't explain what my eyes saw.
Thank you. We had previously looked at this letter. And you indicated that the person acting at the time was Colonel Jacobs, correct? Because it's addressed to the acting provincial commissioner.
correct, Commissioners.
And you testified this morning that both of you called Warrant Officer Sander into your office, if I understood you correctly, where you engaged him on these issues and that temporary transfer.
I called Colonel Jacobs to come with Warrant Officer Sanders
Yes,
after I've received the complaint
indeed.
into my office.
Okay. I raise this with you because during his testimony, Warrant Officer Colonel Jacobs was referred to this letter. He was asked who was the acting provincial commander at the time, and he testified that he does not remember and that he doesn't know anything about this temporary transfer. And this, for reference purposes, will be transcript. We don't have to go there, trust me, to read it, of the 4th of June, 2026, from page 223 to page 226. That's where the engagement is taking place. Firstly, he suggests that he doesn't know who was acting, and secondly, that he was not part of a meeting where Warrant Officer Sanders was informed of the complaint and the transfer. Do you have a comment to that, as to why that would be the case?
If he says he doesn't remember, I can't answer on his behalf, but as far as my recollection is, he was there in my office with Warrant Officer Sander, as far as my recollection is. So
And-
I
yes,
wouldn't... Sorry?
My apologies, go ahead.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. And in fact, there is a letter addressed to him appointing him as the acting district commander for that period,
Acting
signed by you.
Acting what?
Provincial commander. I get the titles wrong. I'll start again. You appointed him acting provincial commander for the period Brigadier Nyuswa was on leave, which is the period of when this complaint was received and acted upon.
Commissioners, if
before,
Before I respond, sorry.
just to
Apologies.
explain, to assist you, and that would be found at CJC 290, page 1106. That would be the last bundle.
I must close the first one.
You may for the moment.
So page 1106.
1106. My numbering correct?
I can confirm on 1107, this is my signature.
Yes.
And although I might have seen this document by then, but for the purpose of the commission, I'm seeing it for the first time here. I want to just
that.
put it on record, but it's him, Colonel Jacobs. Colonel G. Jacobs.
And you appointed him to act in that period, January to sometime in February?
The date of appointment, it says, from 29 January until 18 February 2024.
Yes. So I didn't quite understand. What are you saying for the first time in the commission? I'm
saying by then, in the 22 January 2024, because I've attached my signature, I might have seen this document by then, I confirm. But for the purpose of me coming to talk about it on the commission, I've just seen it now.
Okay. But now, on seeing it, it jolts your memory. It's your signature, you definitely did appoint
Absolutely correct. It's
Indeed.
My signature. Is Colonel Jacobs, who was appointed to act in that period, which confirms my evidence in chief.
And I point these out to you because in his evidence, as I say, pages 223 to 226, firstly, he says he doesn't know who was acting in that period. He discounts the possibility it was him. He testified that he did not know of when Warrant Officer Sander was temporarily suspended, transferred is the word, as you testified. And he categorically denied that he was a part of that meeting. I'm inviting you for a comment because earlier today you testified that you instructed him to call Warrant Officer Sander to your office, at which you informed Warrant Officer Sander of all these developments and the complaints and the decision taken. Do you have a
Commissioners, I'm not, just pardon me with respect, I don't want to answer issues of Colonel Jacobs, but my answer is, this letter was signed by me, he was there. If he denied it or whatever, please allow me not to respond upon his answers or whatever. But this letter was signed by me. I testified earlier under oath, I'm still under oath, that I called him because he was acting to come with Warrant Officer Sander to my office. And that is where I effected this letter on page 475.
General Senona, I believe the letter is being produced to point out that it supports your version.
I thank you very much
for that purpose. So I think your counsel nods because he appreciates. So you're not being caught out. It's simply to confirm that what you told the commission this morning, the commission.
Now let's calm down and listen to the story of former Hawks investigator Campbell Naiwa, who said he was also shocked when he went to the scene. He elaborated a lot on how a grinder was used to open the door to where the cocaine was stored. When he was asked who is he suspecting to be behind the incident, he made a confession that shocked everyone. Who did the suspicion pointed to? Do you want to know? Stay here and pay attention as Jabulani rolls out the video.
So he was the one that was investigating the matter. Thereafter, I went to General Senona's office to inform him about the theft, and he called the national head, Lieutenant General Lebia, the provincial commissioner, Lieutenant General Mkwanazi, and the provincial head of crime intelligence, Major-General Chick, and informed them of the theft. General Senona instructed me to attend to the scene with him. On our arrival at the scene, at the crime scene, I conducted Brigadier Spear, the district detective commander, to inform him of the theft, since the theft occurred in his district, and he also came to the crime scene. I also called the district commissioner, Major-General Lesetja, to the crime scene because the crime happened in her district. She's a female as well. On the way to the crime scene, I also contacted the provincial crime scene management team, as their mandate is to attend to serious and complex crime scenes. Given this was a theft of suspected cocaine exhibit from the police custody, I considered it to be a serious crime warranting their attendance. This team arrived at the same time as General Senona and me. Lieutenant Colonel Prince briefed us at the scene, and I noticed that Captain Van Wyk from the local criminal record center was also on the crime scene. Captain Van Wyk did a walkthrough with the provincial crime scene management team, who took over the crime scene, and Captain Van Wyk left. I also activated the provincial tracking team, but they never arrived. I was informed that they went to town in an attempt to obtain information relating to the theft. I must state that when I observed the scene, I was shocked that the safe had been breached, but more than that, I was skeptical that the safe had been breached by the grinding the door. I would have expected the DPCI investigators to have investigated the possibility that the scene was staged and obtained an expert opinion on whether the cutout that we observed could have indeed resulted in the safe being breached. To date, I am not aware of any such report being obtained by the investigators.
What was your skepticism based on?
I did not get you, Commissioner.
You were saying that you were skeptical that the safe had been breached by grinding the door. So I'm saying, or rather I'm asking, what was your skepticism based on? Why were you skeptical?
Earlier on, Commissioner, I said that I had the owner of the landlord told us that this safe could never be breached without a key. So that caused my skepticism.
All right, thank you.
What is your suspicion? Because now you leave us guessing. I don't think you've quite answered Chair's question. Because you are saying you are skeptical that it could have been breached this way. So you might still be coming to it later, I don't know. But what is your suspicion? Because you say also here that you believe that it was staged.
I suspected it to be staged because I was under the impression that those strong rooms can never be accessed without a key.
Had the owner ever explained this view?
Yes. He used to come to the office, we will talk. He was an old man, very friendly.
Did he explain why he said?
He used to say it's a state-of-art strong room. But then I would have expected that this needed to be investigated further so that what the landlord said can be proved or disapproved.
All right, all right.
Can I ask a more direct question? Is it your suspicion, let me not call it a belief, is it your suspicion that the safe was opened first and the grinding happened after? Because reading between the lines, that's what it looks like you are saying here. And I could be wrong, so I need you to clarify that.
Commissioners, I'm not the expert. Hence, I'm saying, if we can get people who are expert in safes, they can clarify that.
Answered me, thank you.
During the course of the day,
of LS1. And if I understand, in response thereto, you stated paragraph 2, that you manage the safety of the drugs by taking the keys and placing them in your safe at the office, and requesting and instructing the unit commander to ensure members visit the offices at intervals, as stated there.
Correct, Commissioners.
That's all you did.
Correct, Commissioners.
As a matter of interest, did you not consider it necessary to deploy further, or to at least instruct that they deploy further manpower or units to guard the offices, because now the safe contains this huge seizure? You didn't think it necessary at the time?
The directive I gave for the visit, at that stage for me, it was sufficient enough, unless if Colonel Prinsloo indicated that he needed additional, I would have done that, but there was at no stage where he requested additional manpower.
So you relied on Colonel Prinsloo to indicate whether or not there was sufficient security. And I ask this because you were present when they were stored. So I hear the point you make about Colonel Prinsloo. I'm asking about you, based on your experience. You considered it enough and sufficient?
It was enough and sufficient. And Commissioners, I want to say, you see, that's safe. And this is very much crucial. And the narrative that someone went there, opened with the key, and thereafter grind the safe, it is very much insane. Maybe for lack of a better word, please bear with me. Somebody without description will do that. If it is easy for you to open with the door, with the key, number one, why do you go and take such a high risk of cutting 2 holes on a steel that is 20 milliliter thick? You risk being arrested or being attacked by the police who might visit there. And also, during the night, the sound of a grinder, it makes a lot of noise. It will make a lot of noise because it is quiet during the night. I think that narrative, one is taking serious offense about it because the keys were in my possession, but there was a narrative that was said before the commission that a key might have been utilized and then this thing was staged. There is no staging, Commissioners. Why am I saying this? In response to this question, I want to refer the Commissioners to the photos here of my bundle of documents. I can't recall. I'll show you. I want us to go to the pictures of the safe itself.
General, before we do so,
I think I've got the right to explain.
No, you do have the right. It's a question of at what point you exercise that right. We had agreed that we are now going to the storage of the drugs in Port Shepstone. The issues you are referencing arise after the storage. So I'm suggesting you park that issue. You will have every right to refer to your pictures, but at the appropriate time. Thank you.
But seeing that you've made a point about the noise, let me raise an issue I want to raise around that now. You are talking about...
The final moment of this grilling, which was handled personally by Commissioner Madlanga, was legendary. Senona was choked in the neck more than 5 times. At that point, he knew there is no other option than C-Max loading for him. These are things we love to see. Jabulani, give us joy by rolling out the clip where everything happened.
Is an issue I want to raise around that now. You are talking about noise and the fact that it would be noisy to use the grinder, but that applies to whether the door was open or not open. So I don't quite follow the point you are making about the noise.
The noise.
Yes.
Commissioner,
Noise made by the grinder, or
Yes,
the use of the grinder.
somebody,
I don't quite get the point.
somebody was grinding a gate, repairing a gate at my house.
No.
I'm trying to-
No. I'm not querying the fact that a grinder or the use of a grinder would make noise. But what you say in saying that the idea about this having been staged and the door having been open and only cut afterwards, and you say, but the grinder would make a lot of noise, sort of suggesting that it would make a lot of noise if the grinder was used when the door was already opened. So what I'm saying is, to my mind, it makes no difference whether the door was open or closed or locked when the grinder was used. So I'm saying I don't quite follow your point about the noise. Do you get me now?
I get you, Commissioner.
Yes.
The
So
noise-
what is the point?
The point I'm trying to drive through is that there are several aspects, including the noise.
Let's just focus on the
Yeah.
noise. Yes.
You know,
yes.
when you use a grinder,
Yes.
it will make a noise.
That I get.
And then that noise, if a person is using a key to open, is an easy thing. You go in, you take, you leave. Why you cut? And then why are you cutting the safe twice? When we come to that question, I will show the commissioners. The safe was cut twice. And the safe was cut from outside. That narrative is very much offensive to suggest that because the keys were in my possession, then a key was used and then thereafter the cutting. Hence, I'm trying to put this on record before the commissioner.
So your point is that if you had the keys, could use them to open, why not just open and take the suspected cocaine without cutting? You just take the suspected cocaine, you leave.
Correct, Commissioner.
Without
100%, Commissioner.
So I follow the point about yes, and about you supposedly, based on what you've just said, supposedly being the only suspect, if there was an underlying if there was any staging at all. That's not necessarily so. It's not necessarily that you would be the suspect, because the key was given to other people. It was not
Yes, Commissioner.
with you only, if you see what I mean.
I agree with you,
yes.
Commissioner, because someone came and signed for the key. But another thing that is significant, I saw a clip, evidence was provided here that the people who stole the drugs are known. I'm just concerned, why those people should have been arrested? Why are we always now talking about this theft thing, whereas somebody came here and say they are known? I will be happy if they are being arrested. I'll be happy. I will be able to sleep very tightly and say, at least I'm cleared.
Thank you,
Thank you.
General.
Thank you, Chair. Then I want us to talk about the storage at Port Shepstone, and that would take care of question 2.3 and 2.7.
2.7.
2.7, both questions. It would take care, my next line of questions would take care of those.